Welcome, cocksuckers. Part 6 to How Rate My Chase is Made, Commentary. So we're going to get into the overview here. Obviously, the timestamps are in the description. So if you want to get to a specific part of the video, go down to the description and press a timestamp. Thank you. So, all that we've talked about already has culminated to this point. Commentary. And the previous parts are very important because you have the cop radar, you have the cop in the vicinity marker, and the warrant marker and all of that. All of that gives indication whenever you are commentating a chase. Back in very early season 1, a lot of these chases were live commentary. But before we get to that, let's get into what was the pretense to this a little bit. So, you see some backyard baseball right here, obviously. Now, as you can see here, there were some videos leading up to the months before Rate My Chase started, because obviously Rate My Chase started July 2016. This is May 2016. And before 2K and all of that, there was backyard sports. And as a kid, I used to play this game a lot. Figured out there was a spectate mode as well. So, as a kid, I would throw over my own commentary over the games. And that may have spawned what my voice is today. I go around CNR, everybody's always like, "Oh, I hate my voice, I don't like my voice, blah, blah, blah." Well, obviously, I don't want to brag or anything, because there's nothing to really brag about. But I obviously do like my voice. The only thing I could change about it is that I sound a bit nasally a lot of times, but that's nothing that Navage can not fix. But that's for a different video, I suppose. But the months leading up to Rate My Chase, did some backyard baseball commentary, put it on SnitTube. These get more views in relativity to CNR stuff, funnily enough. Weirdly enough, I think the prototype idea for Rate My Chase came before it. I think it was April 2016, but I never really got into it until July. But I was thinking, maybe I can get this commentary thing combined with Rate My Chase, with something in SAMP or Crazy Bobs. And that is where Rate My Chase comes in. And obviously, in early season 1, a lot of these chases were live commentary. If you just look at this, this was live, this one was, I believe this one was, this one was, this one was. I think this one was, I don't think this one was, but a lot of the early season 1 chases were live commentary. As time went on, they had commentary after the fact, but there were a lot more live commentary chases in Season 1. The Black Hawk Chronicles, I believe, is the only full Chronicles where it was all live commentary. And that did give a certain specialness to the series, to be honest with you. Because as time went on, we talked about all the things that goes into a Rate My Chase, how you have to look over all of the video several times. And in turn, I end up watching the same chase 4 or 5 times or 6 times before I actually do the commentary, which decreases the surprise factor because I already know what's going to go on. And all of that. But there were times during the live commentary chases where, it would be the second thing I would do. I'd put the video thing in the Sony Vegas, probably wouldn't even censor it, I'd commentate it, but I would say players' names wrong. I mean, as you can see here, let's take a look at the San Fierro perspective right here. Let's go to a part right here. For example, you know, if I'm doing a live commentary on this chase, or even worse, an after-the-fact commentary of this chase, now obviously this is 1080p and the YouTube screws up the bitrate. But if I was doing, well, let's just say this is slightly better quality. But if I was doing a live commentary of this chase, even though let's take a moment, can you read these names? Can you read these names? I mean, I wouldn't be able to see these names if I was doing an after the fact or live commentary chase. It's really difficult to see some of these names. A bit better here, you see Tommy Rackrat, Aligned Darky, but it's so small. I had to make the text small in order so that when I went to censor, it didn't take up the entire screen, because on lower resolutions, the text by default is big. So I had to lower it because I had a laptop which wouldn't really let me Alt-Tab if I used native resolution 1080p, so it was really a problem. But yeah, basically there were a lot of things that went wrong when it came to the accuracy of commentary in live commentary chases. But before that, obviously, when it comes to doing the commentary, you gotta have a good microphone. Okay, now, if you heard what I sounded like early in Rate My Chase, and I've got a few examples here. In the years before 2017, I was periodically buying bad microphones. I mean, you gotta get serious, guys. If you're gonna get a microphone, get the top notch. Blue Yeti, Yeti Snowball, whatever it's called. Like, don't waste your time. Get a microphone. Get a good microphone. Okay. Because early, I believe, in season 1, I used my phone. As you can hear here, this is definitely my phone, I think.
You're here for a new series called Rate My Chase.
Yeah, that was either my phone or my webcam microphone. The previous video I just saw here is a San Fierro perspective. We listen to this right here. This was recorded within my car using my phone. So I don't know what I was thinking right there, but that was recorded with my phone in my car as I was driving. But obviously you gotta have a good microphone. You see Cyberg right here, it says 10 out of 10 studio, recording in car, more like they kicked me out from my apartment and I had to record in my car, and damn XD. So you've got to make sure that your microphone is on point, cocksuckers. And the first Rate My Chase in which I used the Blue Yeti, it's either July 22nd, 2017. It was the Big One chase, and just listen how much better we sound here.
Alright, time for a chase. We have Big One getting pursued by Trig Style and VTech.
So, our voice is kind of knocking off the wall right there, if you can figure out, but it was about 8 episodes into season 3, we finally got the Blue Yeti out, and we used the Blue Yeti from there till the end of the series. I had it for 4 years. Well, I had to return it once for warranty, didn't work or stopped working. But get a Blue Yeti, just stop with the cheap microphones, keep on going with that. But let's keep on going with the live commentary. So the last live commentary chase in Rate My Chase was in the Titty Boy and Jackie Chronicles. I believe this Chronicles had 3 chases that were live commentary. I think all of part 2 was, and the first chase of part 1 was live commentary. chases. There were no live commentary chases for the rest of the series. I just don't really have the space to do so at this time. But yeah, I haven't done any live commentary chases since then. But it has been fine. But again, you know, you can go two ways. Again, live commentary chases are more unpredictable. The reaction is a bit more pure. Obviously, if you've heard some of the commentary post Tedibo and Jackie Chronicles, some parts are a bit exaggerated to reflect what I may have said as I was watching the chase live recording. So that's really how it is there. But yeah, these types of chases where there is a lot going on, basically all commentary is retelling what's going on. You know, a lot of these wouldn't need commentary, but it does add a bit of a dynamic, and it's one of the big reasons why Rate My Chase even started. So, chases with a lot of action, very good. If there's no action, I would cut those parts out. You know, a lot of commentary as well as analysis. You watch sports, you know, it's play-by-play, and there's analysis of what you're watching. There are times where I keep some parts of a chase that may be a bit dead, and put some, whatchamacallit, analysis within it to, you know, foreshadow without really showing what's going to happen, or retelling another way what just happened, you know. But yeah, that's basically the gist of what commentary is. Look at CS:GO announcers; their voices aren't very good. They just do the same thing. But one of the tougher chases or types of chases to commentate are the 1v1 chases. This is not what I wrote. Are the 1v1 chases, and for example, in the Evangelist versus Blister Rate My Chase, which is the most popular Rate My Chase in Rate My Chase history, mainly for the two guys who were in the episode. I guess titles matter more than anything. But there were moments in this chase in which there was a lot of either redundancy or a lot of dead air. So it became really difficult, because in 1v1 chase, especially when, you know, there would be time in which the warrant is not really shooting back. Like, for example, in this situation, Blister is going for Evangelist right here. Evangelist is trying to get some separation, and there isn't any action that's going to go on until Evangelist would turn around, and there can be fits of this for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, maybe longer, where you kind of have to make something up to say. Obviously, Shayla in the air right now added a bit more to this chase with as an unknown vigilante, but you know, let's go back a bit just to see how this would have been commentated, I would think. Let's just... Obviously, if you've watched the episode, you know how I commentated it, but I don't remember what I said here, so I just give it a random try right here and just see how difficult it is kind of to like fill in air after the warrant kind of disengages. There's nothing really going on, it's just these two in their own world right here. So here's Evangelist taking shots at Blister here. Blister turns around and rolls around in the donuts. Evangelist now going northbound as disengages now, going northbound into Bone County. And Evangelist trying to find a plan here as he wants to waste Blister's nos here, assuming he knows. Evangelist slows down a little bit, going into the sand, and he'll go toward Dry Lake, an old area used for 1v1s during the old VAG era. Blister now trying to get in front of Evangelist right here. He'll slow down Evangelist, will take some shots, but they're nothing more than pot shots. Now going southbound as he turns NOS on. We're going off-road yet again. Neither of these players have off-road tires, but worth the try, at least try to get Blister to make a mistake here, even though there's no trees around. And there's some shots being rung out by a rustler. It's an unknown vigilante. We don't know who it is yet. Something like that, you know. You can see that most of that minutes, I believe, I guess, that I commentated that there really wasn't very much, you know, shooting going on. It was mostly running. And then once Shayla came in, that's where you can find something else to say. So let's get into the nitty-gritty here. Obviously, it's taking 15 minutes or so to actually get to the Sony Vegas part of this. This one's very quick. So when you go to record your voice in Sony Vegas, and obviously you gotta have your microphone in. So there are two settings. There are two dials at the back of the Blue Yeti. There's a bottom dial. I guess you can switch the mode of the Blue Yeti. This is assuming you have a Blue Yeti. You want to switch it to the heart setting. It's an upside down heart, so most of the sound pickup is at the front of the microphone, since you're going to be talking to the front of the microphone. I usually speak about, I would say, a foot, maybe a foot and a half away from the microphone. And the gain, you want to have the gain between probably, I would say, 45 and 65%, I would say, so that the dial's pointing up, more up than to the sides. You don't want the gain to be too high. Well, we can take a look at this one, actually. So, you take a look at the I don't know what to call these, the rises of these sound things right here, and I'm going to show you in a bit. You don't want these to touch the top or the bottom, or else you're going to sound a bit off the wall, a bit rickety, and there's really no way to fix that. But again, you want to set your gain to something like that. I'm going to have a bit of the video that I'm going to cut to actually show you how to do the recording and the in-depth of it. You're good. So I'm going to cut to that right now and get in depth about that. Alright, cocksuckers, I just wanted to go back to the how do you record using Sony Vegas. It's kind of ironic how we talked about how I used to record or commentate chases recording my phone, or recording using my phone, and we're back to it right now. But basically, as I said, you do Control R. Again, it'll prompt you where you want to save the recording. Browse whatever, you press OK, then it starts recording. And as you can see here, you see the, whatever these are called. Music people help me out. But again, you don't want the peaks of these to hit the top of the audio thing right here. So if I increase my gain, you will see that it does magnify. And if I get closer to the microphone right here, you can see it just goes on the peak all the time. So you want to make sure that your microphone is, right now it's about a foot and a half away from my mouth. You don't want to be on it, because then you'll kind of sound like an idiot, and you'll be a bit unintelligible. But of course, I'm going to lower my gain right now, and it should reflect on how I may sound here. This is way too small, so you want to have your gain between like 40 and 60%. I've lost track of what it is right now. Excuse the touching of the microphone. I guess this is ASMR touch time, except we're not going to get banned off of Twitch. Either way, so basically a foot and a half away from microphone, gain at about 60%, as long as you have something like this and not something like that. I suppose we can listen to these different sounds right here. I guess we'll turn the microphone back on, thank the Lord. Okay, good. So let's just listen to a little bit of this and you'll see the difference, hopefully. And as you can see here, you see the, whatever these are called. Music people help me out. But again, you don't want the peaks of these to hit the top of the high gain. You will see that it does magnify. And if I get close to the microphone right here, you can see it just goes on the peak all the time. So you want to make sure that your microphone is, right now it's about, this is way too small. So you want to have your gain between like 40 and 60%. I've lost track of what it is right now. Excuse me touching the microphone. This is ASMR touch time. Except we're not going to get banned off of Twitch. So you get the gist of that. You want to test this out, obviously, before you do the commentary or voiceover, because there have been some Rate My Chases with the Yeti. I couldn't tell you one, but I think there have been some Rate My Chases with the Yeti in which it has looked like this for the entire thing, and as you can hear, it sounds right here. Very bad. You can see it just goes on the peak all very bad. It sounds very bad. So you don't want to have these hit the peak all the time. You want to have it in between. Some can hit, obviously. There'll be times where the chase is very, captivating, and you're going to be yelling into the microphone. But very simply, you want to keep it within this. You don't want it too low because you'd have to turn yourself up, and to artificially turn yourself up using Sony Vegas doesn't really sound that natural, in my opinion. And for sure, if you turn this down, it's still going to sound bad. Get close to the microphone right here. You can see it just goes. Yeah, I mean, it just sounds very different. It sounds very bad. So no matter how you turn yourself down, even if you do this, you see these straight lines right here? It's like a straight line. You don't want this. You want it to be variable, and you can see the ebbs and flows of it. It's like a curves of a woman, obviously. You don't want straight. That's not what you want. So even if you lower the decibels, it's not going to fix it. But that's basically what it is. We'll go back to the video. So that is what it is. Rate My Chase commentary. Still good if you ever want to voice over one of your videos or anything like that. Doesn't have to be a flat out sports commentary type thing, and all that. It was just to show how to have your voice, record your voice in Sony Vegas. That is part 6 to how Rate My Chase is made commentary. Part 7, I believe, is going to be opening segments. So we'll see you then. And this is Rashon. Until then.